YouTube decided I'm no longer allowed to use the music in my intro, so now, until I find another one, you're stuck with my voice.
What is up, guys? This is Linthio coming at you with a brand new deck profile of my Spirit deck. Now, this is pure Spirits. This is no kind of crazy variant. This is the pure Spirit build that I've been playing around with. There are so many things you can do with Spirits, so many different builds. It's so fun. So I'm going to be bringing you loads that I can do that I think are actually viable and really fun. But I'm going to get straight into it, and then I'm going to talk about some of the cards as we go along, since this is a new deck profile. So first off, we have Nigatama. Nigatama is the brand new card that came out in Legacy of the Valiant, and it is so good. This has the exact same effect as Pollux and Caster in the fact that you can normal summon it and you can get an extra normal summon for a spirit. And it also works the same way that if you summon it, they Fiendish Chain it, you can still normal summon. The effect has to be negated when it's summoned, so before it's summoned, basically. So like Skill Drain, for example, it's already activated, doesn't get like that. The other effect that it has is so good. This card's just so versatile. The fact that when it's sent to the graveyard, if you control another spirit, you can draw a card. Basically, you have to have another spirit for the card to resolve it, for the effect to resolve itself. So, in an essence, you can go normal summon, tribute it to normal summon the spirit, draw, because there's a spirit up on the field while it's resolving. So this card's so good. It's got a great defense. It's a light level 4, it's just got everything going for it, and it really makes the archetype very strong. The other one that makes it very strong is that, so yeah, obviously I play 3 of them, is Aramata. So Aramata is basically our Stratos for the whole deck. It can search any spirit except itself. And yeah, that's kind of basically it. It's when it's normal summoned or flip summoned. And so first turn you can kind of just go set, and then when they attack into it, flip, and you can get the search. And again, the 1/8 is really nice. The 1/8 defense is really nice. Level 4 has good synergy, so you can go summon, search, and then overlay into whatever you want, and just carry on like beasting it up. It's so the decent stats for it. It's dark as well, so it does have chaos synergy if you do wanna do that. Some decks do adopt the chaos build, and that is fair enough, but this one doesn't. So Aramata is at 3 because it is so good. They're the 2 key cards that have come out recently. So going on to the other older spirits, we have 2 Yaksha. Yaksha is an amazing, amazing monster. It's great stats. It's got 1,900 attack and 1,500 defense, so both very versatile, brilliant stats. And basically, its effect reads as follows. This card, as usual, will return to the hand at the end of the turn. When this card is normal summoned or flip summoned, you can select one spell or trap card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. So this is really good in the fact that you can just kind of clear back row and, you know, kind of give your opponent a bit of a headache to see. It's kind of like Lila in a sense, that obviously it doesn't destroy it, but it causes your opponent a headache to be like, you summon this, I'm going to return this, and they're just like, do I want to kind of waste this trap on this card or not? So really good for baiting out monsters, really good for baiting out spell cards and trap cards. And I love the card. So in this current format, I think 2 is really nice. Then we have one of my favourites, 2 Rosetsu. Rosetsu is a really, really good card. Basically, it's compulsory evacuation device on legs. So again, this has got the mirrored stats of Yaksha. It's got 1/9 defense and 1/5 attack. And basically, the effect reads as follows. When it's normal summoned or flip summoned, you can target one face-up attack position monster your opponent controls. Return that target to the hand, but you have to reveal the spirit first from your hand. So you can basically just summon it if you want, activate the effect, reveal, and return the card. Or you can set it and flip it, and it's just so good. So, yeah, cards, again, really versatile. Level 4, works very nicely. The only downside is that you can't special summon for the turn, so you need to use it wisely in the fact that you can't just go, say for example in Nigatama, that bounce and go, oh, just exceed. You can't do that. So try and set it normally, but it depends on the situation that you are in. 1/5 attack is still really, really good. So then we have 1 Izami. Izami's quite nice. The stats aren't too bad. It's 1/1 and 1/8. The reason why it's at 1 and the reason why it's in here is because of its effect. The effect reads as follows. When it's normal summoned or flip summoned, you can basically ditch, discard 1 card to add one spirit monster from your graveyard to your hand. So you can just start recycling those monsters, you know, those boss monsters or the kind of key parts. You know, you can get your Nigatami or your Aramasa back, and it just really helps to kind of keep the consistency going and to just be able to keep that recycling going. I'm only keeping it at 1 because that's all I feel it's good at, but, you know, subject to further testing. So the 2 big boss monsters are these, Yamato Dragon and Hino Kagasuchi. So these both have mirroring effects of each other, but I'll read them out to you if you don't know what they are, because they are very old cards. Hino Kagasuchi. Main effect is, if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent must discard all cards in his or her hand during the next draw phase before they draw. So you basically attack, they discard the whole hand, and then draw 1 card in their draw phase. So good. And Yamato Dragon... Excuse me, it says, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, draw cards from your deck until you have 5 in your hand. So you can see how well these are, how kind of really versatile they are. The kind of aim isn't to get them out as soon as possible, because you want to be very careful with these, because they can either make or break a duel. You know, if your opponent stops the summon, you're just like, well, that sucks a little bit. But they're not that difficult to get out at all, just because of Nigatama. Because if you already have a monster out, you can go summon Nigatama and then tribute both to summon this. So it's very versatile, they're very easy to get out, and they've been testing very well. 1-on-1 is perfect, you don't need to go any more than that, because otherwise it will get too cloggy. The fact you can search them as well is the reason they stay at 1. Then we have Feng Hung. This is, or Feng Hang, however you want to pronounce it, apologies for destroying it. This is our back row removal, which is really nice. Basically, when it's normal summon to flip summoned, destroy or set spell and trap card your opponent controls. So it's kind of just like a little mini heavy storm, which is really, really nice. In this format, I think it's great, and it just works a treat. So, Dark Dust Spirit is the other level 6, the amazing Dark Dust Spirit. This card is so good just because of Nigatama. The fact that you can just go summon Nigatama, tribute, summon Dark Dust Spirit. Nigatama's effect kicks in because of the spirit. It's the pluses that you get from this card are so good. It's searchable. It's our dark hole. It's just amazing. Has to be run, in my opinion. And then the other, excuse me, level 6 is Yamato no Kami. Great card, just because it has so many different uses. You can special summon this by banishing a spirit from your grave, and that's basically it. It's just so good. The fact you can just special summon it and then tribute it for example, Dark Dust Spirit or something like that, or you can just keep making pushes with its 2/2 attack. It's just so good, and it really helps. And it's a level 6, so it's not too bad. Then going on to non-spirit monsters, we have 3 Battle Fader. As you can probably tell, we don't have much field presence in your opponent's turn, so therefore Battle Fader makes an incredible card, mainly because it is tribute fodder. So you can do many things like this. So as I said before with Yamato Dragon or Hino Kagasuchi, you can just go normal summon Nigatama and then tribute both for one of the big boss monsters. So Battle Fader has a really good use in this deck. It is a really good card, and yeah, can't really go wrong with it in here. Then my super special tech is 2 TG Striker. Now, this only just dawned on me the other night as I was going through my commons, and I was like, hold on, TG Striker would be a really good card to use in this deck, because we never have monsters at the start of your turn. So you can just go special, and then you have a tuner straight out off the bat on the field, and you can just make your level 6 plays or your level 10 plays. I do remember you can make level 10, so which I'll show in a bit. But yeah, TG Striker, amazing card in here, really liking it. 2 is a lovely number. So then going on to the spells, we have 3 Creature Swap, arguably the best spell in the deck, and one of the most annoying cards to get around. The fact that you can Creature Swap, choose one of their monsters, give them a spirit at the end phase, unless you attack into it, you get your spirit back. So other plays you can do is you can go Nigatama, summon another spirit, Creature Swap, send the Nigatama over to them, get their monster, attack into the Nigatama, and get a draw because you still have that spirit out. So there are so many plays that you can make with it, and Creature Swap just saves your ass a lot, to be honest, and it causes your opponent a massive headache, especially because you end up going plus. Then we have 3 Pot of Duality. Reason being is you hardly you can special summon, you can make a lot of XYZ plays, but you don't have to. And Pot of Duality just gives you consistency and more searching power. Then we have 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. As you know that we've got a fair bit of back row removal already in the deck, 3 monsters dedicated to it, so having 2 MST is a nice number. Then we have the 1 Mystic Box, same reason as Creature Swap, but I only have it at 1. Mystic Box, if you don't know what it does, target 1 monster your opponent controls and 1 monster you control. Destroy the first target, then give the control of the second target to your opponent. So basically, you pop one of their monsters and give them your monster. Same thing with Creature Swap, it's just kind of a better version, but it just depends how you want to do it. Because with Creature Swap, the advantage is that you get to tribute with their monsters. And then the 1 Dark Hole, because don't say much about that. Then going into the traps, we have a 3 Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain is a boss this format, and really like it. It fits nicely in the deck. It doesn't hinder it at all, so 3 Fiendish Chain is very nice. Then we have 2 Legacy of Yatagarasu, the old spirits that we had, you know, Yatta, everyone hates Yatta. But yeah, Legacy is great. It's at worst a MST bait, and you can just draw 1. But with those creature swaps and with the Mystic Box, you can get a +1. The fact that you can draw 2 cards because your opponent has a spirit, so you can use that nicely in your combos. You can kind of go creature swap, give them that, activate this, get the draw 2, and then tribute off. With Creature Swap, so really nice, really good card. And then the one-ofs, we have Bottomless Trap Hole, Compulsory Evacuation Device, Mirror Force, and Solemn Warning. So I don't really need to say much about these are kind of like the standard traps that I'm playing. So that is it. So going on to the extra deck, we have number 101, Silent Honor Arc. It will be 2, but I only have 1 currently. It is a very hard card to get, so apologies. But I did want to get this video up, so if you only have 1, this is kind of an extra deck you can use. So, just the 1 Silent Arc. LVAL Chain works really well in this deck. You can, ditch Nigatama to the graveyard just to get the effect if you've got another spirit out to draw a card. You can kind of set up with putting everything else on top of the deck. It's just really good. Then we have Dagusto Emerald, just standard good cards. The fact that you can just recycle stuff back, shit is good. Diamond Direwolf, because it's Direwolf. Maystroke, because it works really well. Black Shippercorn, because you can run into some annoying things. Utopia, because I don't really have much other things to put in. Abyss Dweller, Gagaga Cowboy, and the final one is Fairy Cheergirl, because you do run fairies in here, a lot of them, so you can get those draws. Evil Swan, Exton Knight will be in here eventually, but I refuse to pay for that card. Then going into the synchros, we have Leo. So Leo is so good, and the reason that he is in here is because of something that I showed you earlier with TG Striker. So the basic play is that you have TG Striker, you special summon it, then you can go normal summon, search. That's level 10 there, synchro for that. So you just end up going pluses, and you've got then a massive beater on the field that is just difficult to get around for your opponent, and you can just keep going next turn. So it works really well. I really like the card. Then the level 8s, we have a Stardust Dragon and a Scrap Dragon. Reason being, we have Yamato no Kami, and he is a level 6, TG Striker level 8. Just works really well. You basically get 3 synchros. And the level 6s, we have HTS Simet and Celestial Wolf Lord Blue Sirius. So that is basically the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Spirits have been really fun recently, catching a lot of people out. I will have a deck, kind of like a deck play or live plays of Dev Pro up at some point soon, because it is testing really well, and I'm sure you guys would love to see it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of Spirits, and I shall catch you guys later.